In the first place, you are studying for some purpose. Perhaps it is solely to pass an examination or a series of examinations. You may be a student in an institution or may be working on your own. If you are attending to educational institution or taking a correspondence course, you are being helped by teachers. It is important in the first place for a student to understand what a teacher can do for him. The teacher cannot get you through your examination if you do not do any work for yourself. You have to attend to him whether he is talking to you by lecturing or giving private tuition. Therefore, the first thing you have to do is to take note carefully of everything that he says. It is impossible to stop a teacher to ask questions. The least you can do is to remember those things you have found difficult and to make up your mind in some way or other, either by asking questions or looking the matter up in books. It is not sufficient just to listen to the teacher, to take a careful note of what he says and then try to learn the material later. A student gets more out of his teachers the more work he is prepared to do entirely on his own. In the first place, he needs to think about what his teacher has said. The student has to put some questions which he feels necessary and then try to obtain answers from the teacher. In addition, the student's reading should be related to the lessons or lectures that he hears so that his reading reinforces what he learns orally from his teacher. An ideal student is one who has already read carefully the subject with which his teacher is dealing. He can then listen attentively and take particular note of those points that have not come before him earlier. What all this amounts to is that the student should fully engage himself with his subject. A basic student is a student without any assistance other than his own efforts on the subject he is studying. He works at these and masters them. This is what study really should be, and everything else that may be obtained from lessons, the lectures from teachers, are additions to the basic equipment at the student's disposal. In fact, studying means just working at a subject and it does not necessarily involve anything other than the students and the books in order to learn. The most important thing is that what student has to do is to learn to read properly. Many students do not know how to handle the books. The idea is still widely held that the only way to deal with a book is to begin at page 1 and then read it through carefully until the last page is reached. Education is one of the tools of social justice. Education, when duly oriented, is thought a very good factor in changing the society. But we should feel that its action is indirect and a long term effect. It is the task of educators to see that students' mind is expanded. Students must be trained so as to make them to act in a really good manner. Education at present is not that one which can do away with the evils. The branch manager, State Bank of India, Bangalore. Dear sir, you are aware that we are your clients for a long time. We have been banking only through your bank. Of course, you have been kind enough in extending your cooperation and help to us all these days. We have been in the business field for the last 4 decades and have gained considerable experience. Further, we have built up good reputation in the area catering to the needs of the public. We are now planning to expand our business activity by adding a few more lines and also to the entire state. We expect that a considerable effort has to be made to achieve the goal. This is not possible without your kind cooperation and help. We wish to state that we are negotiating for sole agency of paper manufactured by Messrs. West Coast Paper Mills, Bangalore. Very recently, their sales executive who was here to study the market conditions called on us to discuss the business possibilities. In all probability, this is likely to materialize. We now request you kindly to grant us the necessary financial facilities in order to cope up with the increased activities. We may state that for the present, we need a total financial assistance of nearly 10 lakhs of rupees for our business comprising of overdrives, checks, etc. We await your valued and kind reply at the earliest. Thanking you, yours faithfully.